The PlayStation 5 is packed with lots of different games for you to enjoy. Some of the big ones, like Horizon Forbidden West, Final Fantasy XVI, and Marvel's Spider-Man, are probably already on your radar. But there are also some fantastic games made by smaller indie developers that you might not know about. The PlayStation is a great console if you like games with rich stories and worlds to explore. If you're into mystery, science fiction, or fantasy, these games have got you covered. Number 10. Alfred Hitchcock, Vertigo. This game lets you make choices that affect the story, just like games from Don't Nod or Quantic Dream. It's not based on Hitchcock's old movie, but it's a new story with its own characters. You play as a writer named Ed Miller who has to figure out his past by reliving important memories after a bad car crash. The game is a lot like Life is Strange or Tell Me Why, and it's full of twists and turns. Number 9. The Last Hero of Nostalgia. This game used to be only on Xbox, but now it's on the PS5 too. It's like a Souls-like game, but it has a funny side that you don't see in other games like it. There's a narrator who makes fun of the game world and the things you usually see in Souls-like games. You'll notice the humor right from the start when you make your character. No matter what you do, your character looks like a glowing white skeleton. You can choose different classes and armor, and you'll face tough enemies and bosses, just like in other Souls-like games.
And they got you, the walking scribble, and everyone wants you gone. Welcome to the lost hero of Nostalgia, from Orshaft Village.
Number 8. Sherlock Holmes The Awakened 2023. Even though there are many detective games on the PS5, people often forget about Sherlock Holmes. If you liked the other Sherlock Holmes games from Frogwares, you'll love this one. It's a remake of an old game from 2007 and a sequel to Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1 from 2021. The graphics are perfect for the PS5. This time, the mystery is darker and has supernatural elements, tied to H.P. Lovecraft's Cthulhu mythos. You'll solve cases with puzzles, and the atmosphere is scarier. The story is about a strange cult and their connection to recent disappearances.
Understanding of our place in this world. Sherlock's mind will slip further into madness as he gets closer to the truth.
Number 7. Killer Frequency. This is a horror game where you're inside a radio station in the 1980s. There's a serial killer called the Whistling Man causing trouble in the town of Gallows Creek. What's interesting is that, despite the scary premise, the game is also funny at times. You play as the radio station's host, DJ Forrest Nash, and you help people who are in danger from the Whistling Man. You search through the radio station's rooms and secret passages to find clues about the killer and use items to save lives. Number 6. Blacktail. PlayStation games often have big open worlds, but this indie game, Blacktail, has an equally colorful world. It's a first-person game where you're in a fantasy world based on myths. You play as a younger Baba Yaga and make choices that decide if she's good or bad. You have a bow to defend yourself from creatures that used to be your memories, and you'll face some really big bosses. The game mixes different genres and has a cool story based on folklore. Number 5. Dredge. This game mixes fishing with a spooky influence from H.P. Lovecraft. You sail around an archipelago called the Marrows and catch weird fish to complete quests. But there are even scarier monsters hiding in the sea. You need to catch fish during the day and run away from big scary creatures at night. While you're fishing, you'll also find messages in bottles with stories and meet a character called the Collector. Number 4. Bramble. The Mountain King. If you like spooky platformer games like Little Nightmares and Inside, you'll enjoy this one. You play as a young boy named All, and you have to rescue your sister in a colorful fantasy world. Even though it's scary, the character is still cute. You'll jump around different places and solve puzzles while listening to eerie music. Number 3. Star Trek Resurgence. If you're a Star Trek fan, you might not know about this game. It's a story-driven game that lets you make choices and has cool graphics. You can fly spaceships and fight with phasers. You play as Starfleet officers Jara Reddick and Carter Diaz on the U.S. Resolute and meet characters like Spock. Number 2. After Us. This is a puzzle platformer game set in a world without people. Only animals and a spirit named Gaia are left. You can change the environment and solve puzzles. Gaia leaves a green trail when she moves and can make the world look better. Number 1. Kia. Kia is a game where you can control lots of different things in the game world, like animals and objects. You play as a character on an island adventure and can even play a ukulele, just like Ellie in The Last of Us Part 2. So there you have it, a bunch of cool games you might not have heard of for the PS5. Give them a try, and you might find a new favorite.